fool like me and write Sterlings off for years as just more Fender copies. This is the Sterling SR50. It's a more affordable version of one of my favorite double cut guitars ever, the Ernie Ball Music Man Stingray RS. Or to put it another way, this is the affordable Fluff guitar. And we'll talk more about why this take on the classic double cut is so special in a second, but the SR50 has a lot of expectations to live up to. So, does it? Let's take a closer look. Now, first things first, a history lesson. While Sterling and Music Man are very much related, they're run pretty independently, and that has to do with their individual histories. Founded in 1974, Music Man has a complicated legacy intertwined with Leo Fender, George Fullerton, and the company that would go on to be G&L Guitars. In 1984, Sterling Ball, son of Ernie Ball, purchased the company. Decades later, and Sterling by Music Man was launched in 2008 after the company had been reinvigorated under the new leadership. It was created to capture the essence of EBMM's designs at more accessible price points. Think of Sterling as the Squire to Music Man's Fender, and that brings us back to this Sterling. The SR50 is one of their mid-tier offerings, and this $500 to $600-ish range is where I find Sterling really excels. This is where you get the most bang for buck with Sterling, and especially with these 50 series models. It comes in two variations, Buttermilk, which has a rosewood fretboard on top of the roasted maple neck, or Fire Mist Silver, this one, which is all roasted maple all the time. 22 medium jumbo frets, 12-inch fingerboard radii, and roasted maple necks, it may not seem like such a big deal. Last couple of years, we've seen Squire put roasted maple necks on $400 guitars. Ibanez is putting them on their $300 Geos, but holy shit, this particular neck is so good. There is a reason why Music Man necks are so highly regarded in the industry. It's got a super comfortable asymmetric medium C shape, thicker on the bass string side, slimmer on the treble strings. I say medium C, but it's definitely a little on the thicker side. And it doesn't have a gloss finish. It doesn't even come with a normal satin finish. It's got this fantastic oiled finish, and while it's not quite the same as the hand-rubbed wax and oil finish on a USA Music Man, the result is next level on a value tier guitar, and something you just will not find on any other guitar in this price range. And that's why when Sterling asked me if I wanted to try one of these out, I was like, fuck yes. I was blown away by the CT50 HSS. This is like that, but dual humbucker, which is obviously superior. But I find the best way to really put a guitar through its paces is to just jam out and see what riffs it inspires. So let's plug this in and write a demo track. Speaking of jamming out though, over 8,934,789% of viewers are not jamming out with the subscribe button. What's going on with that? So here's your reminder to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. That actually really helps out. All right, let's do this thing. I've got the Sterling in drop C. Alright, chug factor confirmed. Now, I've got an idea for a guest on the track. He's known for using a guitar similar to this, and I've known him for a while. We've never done a video together, so it would be sick to get him in on the track. So what I'm gonna go for is modern radio rock vibe with a little bit of modern metal influence sprinkled in there. It's kind of a cool riff. I don't really like it for an intro though, so we'll come back to that one later, or we'll just forget about it and move on. Writing tracks just sometimes be like that. No. You know, I've always liked that bullet for my Valentine picking pattern. So maybe... okay, we can work with that. Yes! Dude, this neck is so fucking good. Holy shit. It's asymmetric, so it's a little thinner on the treble string side, a little thicker on the bass string side. Actually, much chunkier than you'd expect on the bass string side. It's just so fucking comfortable. It feels so natural. It's not quite as nice as the one on the Cutlass that I tried. I recommended buying that guitar for the neck alone, and this one is also really good. Like, the fingerboard edges aren't as well rounded. It also feels less oiled, more on the satin side. I think that's the one. So many pull-offs to the open string though, that's a tongue twister. And then the second variation... fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, a modern radio rock intro. God damn it. Fuck you. Whatever, that's Future Hunter that actually has to practice this riff's problem. We're moving on to the next riff. Now I'm thinking like another palm-muted tongue twister. I mean, it's close. I definitely like the, but then after that, it just all falls apart. Yes! That's gonna be a pain in the ass up to speed. Oh my god. Writing these, I'm such a dick to Future Hunter. Yeah, that's hard. Again, Future Hunter's problem. Fuck that guy. And for some reason, I really like the chrome bits here. It's cut to fit perfectly into the other pickguard, like a jazz bass. It's sick. Assuming that I'm able to secure the guest, I always like to throw in a dual harmony that we can do together. And behind that, big old fucking butt rock power chords. I don't know, man. Like, as fun as intensely technical riffs are, there's something so satisfying about just a big old fucking power chord. Okay, so here I'm thinking a clean section, and then the calm down will help the big riff hit even fucking harder. It's quite nice. This neck shape is godly. Again, I mean, these are some of my favorite guitars in this price range because of this neck. I mean, the fact that it comes with this cool body and the metallic finish is basically a bonus. For me, the neck on a guitar is its make or break feature. You can have the best specs in the world, highest quality, premium components. If the neck is good, it doesn't even matter if you're missing a washer. Where the fuck did that go? I'm surprised, though, that there's no coil split. Coil splitting has become so common, it's genuinely surprising sometimes to come across a guitar that doesn't have it. Not that I'm really missing it, I'm just saying. Alright, let's try the neck pickup now. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention. So the pickup selector on this is not vertical, it's horizontal. I've also just noticed the washer seems to have gone missing. It was not like that when I took this out of the case an hour ago to do the B-roll. That's a mystery and a half. But anyways, so the pickup selector is horizontal. I don't know if they've done it on purpose because it's not an angle or anything. It's a straight horizontal. So I was going to change it back to vertical, but, and you have this problem with Les Pauls, sometimes you'll be strumming or rocking out and you'll accidentally switch pickups. Not something that'll happen with this. I really got to find that washer though. There we go. I think that's enough ideas now. I can go ahead, work on the demo track off camera. Afterwards, I'll meet you back here for my final thoughts on the Sterling SR50. But first, here's how the demo track featuring the first riffs inspired by this guitar turned out. that turned into a really fun track. And guess what? You can now stream it to your heart's content because it's up on Spotify. And I've done that quickly and easily with today's sponsor, DistroKid. By the way, DistroKid has been an amazing long-term partner for the channel. They've made so many videos possible, and if you somehow haven't heard of DistroKid yet, welcome to the internet. We're so glad you made it. DistroKid is an amazing service. I use them myself. Obviously, they're hands down the best way to start making money off your music by getting it onto all the major platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music. It's super easy to upload tracks. All it takes is a few clicks. If it's a cover, they'll even help with the license, which, trust me, can be a pain in the butt. So that's very helpful to artists. And in fact, that's a huge reason as to why I and so many other musicians love and use DistroKid. They're always adding features, actively improving the service to better serve modern artists in the digital landscape. Case in point, splits. Everyone's collaborating right now. It's an amazing part of making music, and you want to make sure at the end of the day, everyone gets their fair share. DistroKid makes it incredibly simple. In fact, it's perfect for something like what Fluff and I just did. For every stream of this track, I've set it to split the revenue 50-50. Super easy. Just eliminates that potential conflict point and makes that part of the collaboration so much easier. Love it. So if you make music, you want to get it out there, turn your hobby into a side hustle, or even more than that, you should definitely be using DistroKid. Pricing starts at just $23 a year, which equates to less than $2 a month for unlimited uploads. They don't take a cut, you keep all your revenue, and if you use my link in the description, you can snag a bonus discount. And of course, clicking the link helps support the channel by letting them know that I sent you. They're awesome, can't say it enough, not just the team and the service, but also the support on the channel. Get started in sharing your music with the world, and of course, clicking the link helps support the channel by letting them know that I sent you. And while you're checking them out, let's talk more about this guitar. Alright, so, holy fuck, this neck is so fucking good. Not gonna lie, I've gotten carried away on this thing many times before making the review because it is just such a joy to play. But let's get into details. What do you lose by going from the $2,600 Music Man to this $600 Sterling? Because obviously with that big a price gap, there are going to be differences. Well, here you've got a poplar body instead of a Kami, proprietary Sterling hardware, no stainless steel frets. USA Music Man guitars are also known for their super highly figured roasted maple necks, and with the $600 Sterling, you've got plain roasted maple. But honestly, it's still such a rich, nice caramel color, and the oiled asymmetric necks are so shockingly similar under the palm that this is a closer playing experience to the Stingray than it has any right to be at a fifth the price. And again, I have to re-emphasize, this is the only guitar in this price range besides the CT50 that'll get you even near. The carved 5-bolt neck joint is borrowed directly from the higher end Music Man, and it's one of the nicer bolt-on solutions for upper fret access, especially when you compare it to the traditional block. The fretwork on this is pretty damn good. I really wish though that they'd done a little more with rounding the fingerboard edges. This seems to be a consistency issue because the CT50 I tried had really rounded fingerboard edges, so that was a little disappointing on this particular unit. But main point is some notable compromises if you compare it to a $2,600 Stingray RS, but good fretwork and an amazing neck are great features for sure, and in combination make this a great workhorse guitar. Moving on, the locking tuners, the tremolo, they're Sterling's proprietary hardware, and you'll notice that unfortunately the bridge isn't covered like EBMM's modern classic tremolo system, which is kind of a shame because that's part of the Stingray's signature look. And you can tell there's a little bit of stiffness with the motion that you wouldn't get with premium parts, but they still keep the tuning relatively stable, especially thanks to the roasted maple neck. The SR50 is powered by two Sterling designed humbuckers. They're controlled by a single volume and single tone knob, plus a 3-way selector switch, which as a single cut guy I appreciate in the Les Paul position. Sterling doesn't really give any concrete details about what kind of pickups these are, but here's what it sounds like compared to the Stingray. trem, the locking tuners, the pickups, they all do a job. No major complaints. However, it's very clear that Sterling have placed the emphasis on this guitar with the neck and on the playability, as it should be. So let's wrap it up with some final thoughts. My experiences with Sterling have been mixed. When it comes to their mid-tier offerings though, they've only really impressed. The Sterling SR50 is one of those guitars where the spec sheet does it a major disservice. On the surface, it's a $600 bolt-on with features matched by a ton of other guitars on the market, but that doesn't tell you the full story. Again, it doesn't tell you how special this neck is. And also, again, save for the CT50 HSS, you won't find it on any other guitar in this price range. The fact that the neck comes with a great looking silver mist body with very decent components is almost a bonus. How I feel about this guitar is pretty much how I felt about the CT50 HSS. Now, I will say that was the much better player. Those fingerboard edges were insanely nice and rounded, but I'm more partial to dual humbuckers. I wish the pickups were splittable and stainless steel frets on this would take it to the next level, but honestly, if you're looking for an affordable workhorse guitar that's more forward thinking than your standard ubiquitous Strat copy, Sterling's 50 series is where it's at. But those are just my thoughts. Here's where I'll throw it to you. Have you tried any of Sterling's 50 series roasted maple guitars? What did you think? What do you think of the SR50, of the CT50 HSS? Have you tried them yet? What have your experiences been with Sterling, with Music Man guitars overall? Any and all thoughts, leave them below. But that will do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you're subscribed. That way I can personally drop entertaining guitar content into your sub feed. You can also turn on notifications, that way you know the minute a new video goes live. Massive shout out to the awesome patrons who make this and all the other content possible. If you want to support the channel as well, get bonus extras, link in the description. You can join as a channel member or grab yourself some merch, that also really helps out. Social media, affiliate, and Discord server links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I will see you for the next video.